اقرأ كتاب الله ترق جنانه وتنل عظيم الأجر والغفران.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. ربنا زدنا علما اللهم فقهنا في الدين. Inshallah, in this video we will be covering the topic Murakkab Jaariy. As you might be already knowing, Murakkab is a compound word that is made by the combination of at least two mufrads, at least two single words. And Jaari is any word that is in the state of majroor, that is, it gets a kasra. When it comes to Murakkab Jaariy, it is composed of two parts. One is a harf jar, that is a particle, the preposition, and then the ism majroor, that is the ism, the noun that enters the state of majroor. So when a word exists on its own, it is by default in the state of rafa. For an example, the word bait, baitu. But if it is preceded by a harf jar, let's say fi, then it will become fi baiti. So we see that the harf jar is a particle that gives a jar to the noun that follows it. That is, it makes the noun that follows it a majroor. If the word that follows a harf jar is singular, that is, if it is wahid, then that ism gets a kasra. For an example, fi and Allahu. Fi is the harf jar and Allahu is the ism, so it will become fillahi. And if the word that follows the harf jar is in the dual form, that is, it is tasniya, then the ani, alif noon, will become ina, yanun. For an example, bi and walidani. So if you want to say both of it together, then it will become bi walidaini. And if the noun that follows a harf jar is a jama, is plural, then the waw noon changes to yanun. For an example, ala and mu'minuna will become ala al-mu'minina. And some pronouns which have a dhamma on the first letter, it will get a kasra. For an example, let's say be, with, and who, him or it. So if you want to say with him or with it, then what happens is the dhamma on the word, the mir, that is the pronoun, becomes a kasra. So bihu would be incorrect. The correct thing is to say bihi. Now, please keep in mind that it's only the first letter of the damir that gets a kasra. Let's take another example to understand this better. For an example, fi and huma. So if you join it together to form a murakkab, then it will become fi hima. Fi hima. Ala and hunna, it will become alayhinna. Now we can find several harf jar in the Quran. For an example, li, for, min, from, be, with, fi, in, ala, upon, ila, to, and, from, ka, like, hatta, until, ta, and whereby, and so on and so forth. But what you have to really pay attention is the word that follows the harf jar, and make sure that you change it into the state of majroor. Now let's look at some examples from the Quran to understand this better. For example, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah An-Nas, min sharril, min, and it's not sharru, but it is sharril, waswasi fi suduri, fi suduri. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, إِذَا جَاءَ نَصْرُ اللَّهِ وَالْفَتْحِ وَرَأَيْتَ النَّاسَ يَدْخُلُونَ فِي دِينِي. And also Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Al-Fil, أَلَمْ تَرَ كَيْفَ فَعَلَ رَبُّكَ بِأَصْحَابِ الْفِيلِ أَلَمْ يَجْعَلْ كَيْدَهُمْ فِي تَضْلِيلٍ. So if you were to not stop according to the tajweed rule, then you see that it is actually fi tadlili. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Al-Baqarah, Alif Lam Mim, ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ هُدًى لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. Notice the ya noon. And before muttaqin we have fihi. Notice how fi and the dhamir who has combined together to form fihi. And then it goes on to say الَّذِينَ يُؤْمِنُونَ بِالْغَيْبِ. And in ayah 4 we see وَبِالْآخِرَةِ. And in ayah 5 we see أُولَٰئِكَ عَلَى هُدًى مِّن رَبِّهِمْ. It's not رَبِّهُمْ, it's or رَبَّهُمْ, rather it is مِّن رَبِّهِمْ. Alhamdulillah, this lesson was short. I hope you understood. We will conclude today's lesson. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.